I think it has enhanced my business. And one of the things that I was wanting to do was up my price point. And I think adding CINC definitely checked that box because, the $800,000 new build that I received, I maybe wouldn't have received that right away in my SOI because my average sell price is kind of like in the mid 400s. So that was kind of one of my goals to kind of up that a bit. So I think CINC has been instrumental in that for sure. I'm Monique Reid, and I've been in the business off and on since 2000. I started as a licensed assistant for my lovely mom, who's now a retired real estate agent. And so off and on, then from 2000 to 2008, I was a licensed assistant in Pennsylvania. And then in 2008, I relocated to the Valley, Phoenix, and I worked for corporate America for about 8.5 years. And so shortly after my corporate venture, I decided to take a break, have a baby. And once I had my son, I decided I didn't want to go back to the corporate world. I didn't want to miss too much of him. So I decided to get my real estate license. So I've been fully licensed, full-time. Only thing I do besides taking care of my family since 2018, March of 2018. I like to say my real estate career here in Phoenix really was the real deal because I was full-time, wasn't doing anything else other than focusing on my real estate career. So when I first started out, I was really hungry. I was a solo agent, and I got started in March. From that year to the end of that 2018, I was a solo agent, and then I joined a team, and I was on a team for 2.5 years. So it was actually on that team that I first got exposed to online leads with another platform. But that was kind of like my first sneak peek into what online leads look like. And then my team ended up going to another brokerage, and I decided to stay at the current brokerage that I was at. So ever since 2020, I have been a solo agent. I first got introduced to CINC from a colleague of mine, and things were kind of slow for me at the time, and he was like, "Hey, I got this platform. If you want to jump on and call some of my leads, maybe it can help you out." And I'm like, "Sure." So I did that for a while, and I just saw the value in, getting an additional leg of your business, if you will. Because I'm big on my SOI. I do a lot of open houses, so I kind of had those two legs together, and I was looking for something else to add to the mix. And so CINC was the choice. And the reason why I went with CINC is because I had a good friend who had a great experience with it, and I was able to utilize his platform personally. So I had personal knowledge of how it worked and all of that. And so I decided to take that leap and go with CINC. And to be honest with you, it's been great. It's been great. I'm really big on SOI, so I love my people, my warm people that know me, love me, trust me already. So this was a little bit out of my comfort zone, to be completely honest. Even though they're internet leads, I love it being a part of my business because you get to add people to your circle that you wouldn't have crossed paths, probably any other way. In January, I got a call, and I immediately returned the call, and it was one of my clients, sweetheart, couple. They reside full-time in Canada, so they're Canadians. And they had a house here that was their second home, and they would just come here for a couple months out of the year. And they were looking to live in a community. So they wanted to live in a 55 and older community. I took them to a couple of different communities in the area. Anyway, I got them, got their house listed. So I sold their current second home in Goodyear for $370, and they brought a new build for $803,000 in Pebble Creek community. And I just got my third leg of a transaction from CINC, consummated just last night, a new build. It was a young lady who was on the website, and her husband registered first, and then her and I started talking. I got them connected with my lender. We got them pre-approved. Beautiful couple. And so they're traveling 2 hours into Phoenix because she put the down payment and everything on the new build last night online. So it's already a done deal. So I'll be getting them on Monday. My favorite feature, let me tell you, is the AI. I've had clients like Miss Lillian who called me. She called me one night and she goes, I was talking to Alex. And I go, yeah, my assistant, And so I like that because I'll be honest, I wish I was one of those agents that as soon as I get a lead, like speed the lead, that I'm like on it. But life doesn't happen that way. What I like about Alex is they engage with the client, and then it will signal you like, hey, this client is ready for an appointment. Agent ready. So when you see that, it's like, now when I see that, I'm like, what? Wait a minute, now I'm in, I think it has enhanced my business. And one of the things that I was wanting to do was up my price point. And I think adding CINC definitely checked that box because, the $800,000 new build that I received, I maybe wouldn't have received that right away in my SOI because my average sale price is kind of like in the mid 400s. So that was kind of one of my goals to kind of up that a bit. So I think CINC has been instrumental in that for sure. For online leads, I think they're just a category in themselves, and they're going to be as good as you work them, I think, right? Because I had that wonderful lead that came in. If I hadn't called her, she would have just been searching around on my site. Maybe we would have contacted at some point, and then maybe she would have just kind of maybe went on another site and went to somebody else, So I like to just keep focused on my people, like continuing to bring value to them, continuing to go above and beyond for them. I'm here to serve you. I'm here to help you find I feel like one of the most personal possessions that you're going to purchase in a lifetime is your home. And I'm honored to be a part of that. My website is Monique Reid, and that's MONIQUE. Reid is REID.com. And I'm on Instagram at Monique Reid Realtor. And you can find me on Facebook at just Monique Reid. And that's where you can find me.